You did everything right. You earned money, you didn't waste it, you didn't gamble it, you parked it safely as cash, and every single day, that decision quietly costs you money. Not because someone stole it, not because the bank collapsed, but because the system you live in is designed to make standing still expensive. That's the uncomfortable truth, and it matters right now more than most people realize. Over the past few years, uncertainty has exploded. Markets feel fragile, jobs feel temporary, news cycles never calm down, so people do the most reasonable thing possible. They hold cash. Cash feels solid. Cash doesn't fluctuate. Cash doesn't panic you at 9:30 in the morning. But safety and risk are not opposites anymore. Sometimes they're the same thing. Let's slow this down. Picture someone who saved diligently for 10 years. No bad habits, no reckless bets, just patience. Their bank balance today looks fine. The number didn't shrink, but their lifestyle did. Rent eats more, food eats more, healthcare eats more, education eats more. Nothing dramatic happened, just quiet erosion. And this is where most explanations go wrong. They blame inflation like it's a natural disaster. It's not. Inflation is a feature, not a failure. Modern economies are built on one core assumption: money must move. If money stops moving, growth stops. If growth stops, debt breaks. If debt breaks, the system cracks. So the system discourages hoarding without ever saying it out loud. How? By making money expire slowly, not visibly, mathematically. Here's the simplest version. If prices rise by 6% a year, your money loses 6% of its buying power every year. If your savings earn 3%, you're losing the difference every year. No crash, no warning, just subtraction. And here's the irony. The more cautious you are, the longer you stay exposed. People think risk means volatility, red numbers, bad headlines. But there's another kind of risk, silent risk, the kind that doesn't announce itself. Cash is stable in appearance, but unstable in reality. Now zoom out. Why does this system exist? Because debt runs the modern world. Governments don't just borrow, they depend on borrowing. Corporations don't just borrow, they operate on leverage. If money kept its value perfectly, debt would become unbearable. Inflation quietly lightens that load. It makes old debt cheaper to repay. It rewards borrowers over savers. And someone has to absorb that cost. That someone is cash holders. Again, not a conspiracy, a structural outcome. Now, here's where it gets uncomfortable. When people hear this, they jump to the opposite extreme. Fine, I'll spend everything. Cash is useless. Saving is for fools. That's just another mistake. Spending itself isn't the point. Movement is. There's a difference between consumption and positioning. Spending on things that disappear is relief. Spending on things that absorb inflation is protection. Assets aren't magical. They're just connected to the system that prints money. When money supply expands, it flows somewhere. It doesn't sit politely in bank accounts. It moves into stocks, property, businesses, anything scarce. Cash doesn't absorb expansion. It dilutes. That's why asset prices seem to rise before inflation shows up in daily life. By the time groceries feel expensive, the transfer already happened. Now add psychology. Cash feels good because it doesn't argue with you. It doesn't fluctuate. It doesn't challenge your confidence. Markets do. So people delay. They wait for clarity. They wait for the right time. Meanwhile, inflation never waits, and eventually something breaks. The saver realizes their money isn't enough, not for retirement, not for security, not for freedom. So they rush. They invest late. They buy near peaks. They chase what already ran. This is how safety turns into panic, not because people are irrational, but because the damage was invisible for too long. Here's the quiet absurdity. The system punishes patience, but rewards early positioning. Not intelligence, not morality, timing. And timing favors those who understand the rules early. Now let's be clear about something. This is not an argument against holding cash. Cash is necessary. It's liquidity. It's flexibility. It's oxygen. But oxygen isn't food. You don't store oxygen hoping it will feed you later. You use it to survive while you move. Treating cash as a long-term store of value in an inflationary system is like storing ice in the sun and calling it discipline. Nothing dramatic happens, it just melts slowly. Now zoom out one last time. This isn't just about personal finance, it's about social pressure. When entire populations hold cash, growth slows, debt strains, governments intervene, rates change, rules change, incentives shift. The system pushes harder, and the people who don't understand what's happening feel punished for being careful, because they are, not morally, structurally. So the real question isn't, should I save or spend? That's too simple. The real question is this: in a world where money is designed to decay when idle, how long can you afford to treat stillness as safety before it quietly becomes your biggest risk?